Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're excited to have Kimberly Woods from Orange County Public Schools join us to discuss exciting career opportunities for students and alum in Central Florida. If you may recall, Orange County Public Schools was one of our prominent employee partners who joined us at our September alumni celebration in Orlando. They were instrumental in making the event a success, and we thank them for joining us then and also today. Before we begin, just a quick reminder, this session will be recorded. You'll receive a copy of the recording via email tomorrow, along with a short survey to share your feedback. And please be sure to let us know how we did. And now please join me in welcoming Kimberly Woods here from Orange County Public Schools.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. I'm happy to see you and I'd love to see your faces. So if you can show your camera, if you're able to, I would love to see who I'm speaking with. It just makes it more personable and I love to see who I'm speaking with as well. So today I'm going to present to you some information about Orange County Public Schools. And at the end, I'll share my contact information and I'd love to meet with you one-on-one if you have any further questions, and there'll also be time for questions at the end. So let me go ahead and get started. So I am Kimberly Wood. I'm the Senior Administrator in Talent Acquisition, and some of the things that I do each and every day is I work with candidates that are looking to become teachers. Either they're graduating the College of Ed, or they have another degree major and they're going to be an alternative certification candidate, or I work with candidates that are moving from other states into Florida to become a teacher. I also work with interns and I work with the internship process. I work with our substitutes. And I go attend recruiting events and get to meet people at events like the WGU alumni event, which was an awesome time. So thank you again for inviting me as well. I loved it. So let's first talk about Orange County Public Schools. So on the screen, this is our vision, mission, values, and objectives. And we keep these in mind each and every day, no matter what our position is. If you're a bus driver or cafeteria worker or a teacher, or if you work in the central office like I do, it's about our students first and foremost. It's to make sure that those students are successful, that they have that promising future, and we're getting them ready for every day and to be an important person in our community for future generations. So that's our goal that we work with. Orange County Public Schools, we are actually a very large district, both geographically and population-wise. So we are the 8th largest school district in the entire nation, and we are the 4th largest school district in the state of Florida. Now, if you can picture us, we're right in the center of that state. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but we are about almost 1,000 square miles from coast, and we almost span coast to coast. Part of my team lives on the east side and I lived on the west side, and it can take us an hour to go from one side of the county to another, depending on the time of day and the route you take. So we are a very large county, which, because we're such a large county, there's a lot of opportunity with us. So I'll talk some more about that in a future slide. So because we're a large school district, and these figures are actually from 2022, our data tends to lag a little bit. So we have over 200,000 students. Our students speak many dialects and are from many origins, as you see on that slide. It's a very, very diverse urban district. We have a large Hispanic population, as you see. That's our largest population, and we do grow by 3 to 5 schools on average each year. This last school year in August of 24, we opened an elementary school, a middle school, and a high school, all in the east side of town, Lake Nona area. So there's definitely growth still happening in Orange County. Lake Nona area is growing quite a bit, and so is the Apopka and the western area just north of Disney are growing considerably. So something to think about if you're thinking about moving to Orange County. We are ranked in the top 10 for digital programs. our students are all one-to-one, so every single student has a device in our district. The younger grades have iPads, and then I think it's from second or third grade on up. They all have laptop devices. All of our employees have laptop devices as well. We have many magnet programs, but one of our highlighted programs is we do have STEM magnet programs. And our graduation rate is very high, as you can see, in traditional schools. 98% of our students graduate, which is a great feat in itself. So we like to have those students all graduate and become either move on to college or our technical college, or some of them join the workforce right away. Now, with being a large district, we have a lot of employees, over 24,000 employees, and 51% of those are teachers. I also talk about OCPS as a mini city. I'm not sure where you guys want to be or what career you're thinking about, but we have everything from cafeteria to bus drivers to clerical staff to paraprofessionals. We have our own maintenance team. We have our own legal team. We have our own marketing team that created most of these graphics. So everything you can think of that takes to run a city, we basically have, because we're so large. We do a lot of those pieces internally. The figure on that slide for beginning teachers is not up to date. So our beginning teachers start at 49,375. And the average pay is over 50,000. Starting this year, August of 2024, we've just passed something new through our unions. If you have a master's, specialist, or doctorate degree in any area, you automatically receive that advanced supplement on top of your base pay, which is a great advantage because, and I'm so sorry, I had that sneeze coming on. Another one's coming. You know how your nose tickles. Sorry about that, as it's recorded. So, so it used to be your advanced degree had to be in an area of certification, but that is now changed as of August. So if you already have a master's or a higher degree, that adds on top of your regular teacher salary. We also provide benefits, which average over $21,000 for every employee if you're full-time. Which is a huge benefit. And you guys may not be thinking about it yet, depending on where you are in your career. But you do start to think about it. We do healthcare, vision, life insurance, and also you'll start to save from retirement from day one as a full-time employee with Orange County Public Schools. So you may not be thinking about that yet, but it will happen very quickly, believe it or not. And you'll start wanting to think about retirement, and you start saving from day one, which is a great thing. So I did talk about some of those benefits already. We're part of the Florida retirement system. We do insurance. We also have a whole wellness department that runs special programs. We run 5Ks, and we have family events, and they're constantly doing some things to help you with your well-being. And then the advanced degree supplements, which are now for everyone. And then we do get local discounts. I think this week alone, I've gotten something from the Dr. Phillips Center. I've gotten something from the local hockey team, the Solar Bears, from the Magic. They do special things for teachers at discounted rates, which is a great advantage if you like to take advantage of those things. So I'm not sure where you guys are in your journey. Are any of you, I'm going to stop and pause and ask a question, and I don't even know if I have a chat or not here, but I don't know if you can let me know, are you in teacher education? Are you thinking about teachers? Are you thinking about a different career? Is there a chat here, Hank?
Yes, there's a chat.
Perfect. I'm looking to see if I can find it. Oh, I found the bubble. There we go. I found it. So just can you put in the chat if you're thinking about being a teacher, if you're in the College of Ed, or if you're just here to learn some new things. And I know there's only 3 of you, but that's okay.
I think we're all here to learn some new things, but
that's okay. That's okay. Here to learn, cousin's a teacher, learn new things. Okay. Well, and then I'm gonna go over this slide a little bit. This is about becoming a teacher. So to be a teacher in the state of Florida, the first requirement, first and foremost, is you must have a bachelor's degree. Okay. If you go through a college of education, then you're gonna take a certification test in your area for your subject area. But you can get a temporary, okay, depending on where you are in your journey. And this is where the one-on-one meeting would come into play, is I can talk you through if you're thinking about being a teacher, say, for example, you're a math major and you're thinking about being a secondary math teacher. Um, Depending on what your bachelor's degree is, will determine your route. But in order to be a teacher, you do have to apply for certification, and that costs $75 per area. You can be certified in multiple areas, depending on what you want to do. I started as elementary education, and then I added on 3 other areas as I grew my career. So that's, you can always add on, grow your career, you can change your mind, you can teach different things. But that's, in order to do anything, you need that bachelor's degree and you need the temporary certification. And then you would go from there with fulfilling any requirements that you would need. So again, if you're interested in doing that, we can set up a one-on-one meeting and I can see where you are in your journey and we can talk you through the different pieces. Um, so now, if you decide to become a teacher with Orange County Public Schools, we have new teacher supports that we have in place. So you're never alone as a teacher. I always say it takes a village to raise a child, but it also takes a village to grow a teacher. So as part of our OCPS induction program, we have courses like Great Beginnings that are provided for brand new teachers. As a new teacher, you have an individual mentor. Each teacher gets their own mentor, but there's also, every school has a lead mentor, and they help to facilitate things with the mentors and with the new teachers. Each school has their own PLCs, which are professional learning communities, where you meet on a regular basis and they support you with the planning process and looking at data and all of those things that come along with being a teacher and to grow your instructional strategies. And then there's also district PLCs where you'll meet with teachers from many different either the same grade level or the same content areas you're teaching, and you'll get to grow and learn what other schools are doing. Professional development is something that OCPS is very proud of. We have great professional development offerings that are not only in person, but on our on Canvas. We use Canvas. And I will be honest, I have been a teacher for over 25 years. I'm almost to 25 in the Florida retirement system, and I've worked outside of Orange County Public Schools as well, but I've never, ever, ever had to pay for professional development courses. And part of being recertified every 5 years is you have to have a certain number of hours of professional development. So because we're so large, we're able to do that for our teachers and to support them so they don't ever have to look outside of Orange County for those professional development opportunities. And then sometimes your principal might send you on a conference, or if you're part of a PLC group that gets sent to a conference, you might attend those. And we have digital lesson plans that our curriculum department creates just for each grade level and each subject area to get you started. You don't have to use them page by page, but it helps you to develop a lesson plan, and it gives you a good base of what you could use for your teaching and what you have to get covered with your students. So our high need areas, just so you know, some people ask what our high needs areas are. They're science, technology-based, math, elementary, ESE, and reading. And I'm also going to add on there English is a new high need area for us. So we definitely look for teachers in that areas such as business or social studies, or sometimes the arts and music and PE are challenging to find positions for. So you might want to think about that. And I do encourage people to get multiple certifications and that helps them to diversify and to find positions. We do have teacher fairs once you have your bachelor's degree, and I just found out we're having one in December, so it'll be information will be coming out soon about that. And then we always have our teachers apply online through our online portal, which is jobs.ocps.net. So that's a little bit, oh, I went too far. I went over teaching a lot, but like I said before, here's just a small list. This isn't even everything that we have to offer, but because we're so large and we have so many supports for our teachers, we do have multiple departments that we hire people for. So everything from PR to transportation to we're one-to-one, so we need a huge IT department. We have classroom supports such as tutors and paraprofessionals. We have our own security department. We have our own law enforcement department now, and everything with the background with finance and grants and insurance and all those things. So a lot of people don't think about all the pieces, parts that it takes to educate students, but we need everybody in all those departments, and it's something for you to think about if you're ever looking for a position. So I mentioned our portal. This is jobs.ocps.net. This is kind of what it looks like. You could search the vacancies. We have not only the instructional portal, but if you're looking for tutoring or if you're looking for something other than that, like a support position while you're in school, there's a separate portal for that. But you can send an email to that recruitment email box if you have questions, and I'm going to give you my information at the end. So I do want to show you this video. I'm not sure, do I have sound capabilities and everything like that? I'm not sure if I do, Hank.
You should be. You should have.
Let's see if this is, oh, and of course it's going to give me this funky, and I can't remember off the top of my head what video this is. For some reason, this video does not like me. Let me see if I have it in the, I of course do not have the link in my thing, and this link is not working. So let me see if I can get it real quick. Let's just do that and see. Sorry, you get to see the messy side here.
And also,
it's real. Yeah, go ahead.
And another thing we can do is, if you don't mind, I can include that link into the email that I send out.
Absolutely. And actually, here it did come up. I'm not sure if sound is there, so let's see. All right, were you able to hear that commercial?
No.
Okay, so let's see if I share, if I have to do sound. Let me hit stop share. Let's share again and see if it gives me a sound option. Share audio. Let's see. Now this, before I show the video, let me just tell you real quick, this is just something that we like to watch every once in a while because it helps us to understand the impact a teacher has on students. So it's a cool little video. And yes, I can share you the PowerPoint, Hank, and I can share, that way they have the link as well. So let's see if this works. Can you see my YouTube screen? Okay, yeah. So let's try the sound and see if it works.
Hi, I'm Mr. Ballou, Coach Ballou.
My name is Mrs. Hall.
My name is Mr. Smith.
Soy Melissa Soto.
My name is Miss Coy. You'd never turn it off. We become a family, and they are my kids.
I've been called a lot of things from the mouths of 10 and 11 and 12-year-olds.
I also tell them, sometimes you're in school longer than you're actually at home.
Yeah.
And I tell them the same thing. I spend more time with you than I spend with my own family.
When I get into this space where it's like they're my kids, and then if they make a mistake, which they will do, I get doubtful, like, am I making a difference?
You have those times where you kind of wonder, why am I exerting all this energy and this effort? And I did get that doubt sometimes.
I don't know any teacher in my life that made a difference in which I go, that was a great lesson. I think about the ones that made a difference to me as a person. And so when they mess up, the perfectionist in me takes it very personal.
Give me 1 second.
All right.
What? Are you kidding me?
Oh, snap. A to the J.
Dear Miss Coy, I came into 5th grade as a shy girl who especially struggled with talking in front of people.
You took an interest in the things that were important to me, always asking about my family and showing interest in my love for baseball.
Because of your teaching, you have inspired me to do whatever my passion is when I grow up.
Winning at all costs. That's every coach's motto. What made you more unique was that you didn't care about the wins. You wanted us to be better individuals day by day.
I remember whenever I got stuck on a problem and I thought I just couldn't do it, you said, it's not that I couldn't do it, I just couldn't do it yet.
Tú eres mi favorito, maestra, pero yo sé que hablas inglés.
Thank you for making the past year great, and I can't wait to spend the next 8 months with you.
Thanks for being the man and for being a great teacher. Your boy, A to the J.
A to the J.
Thank you for making me a better person, and thank you for never giving up on me and helping me become the man I am today. Love, Daniel.
Hey, Coach.
What's up, Coach?
We appreciate your dedication and effort you put towards us. We thank you for not just making us better basketball players, but better men. This is for you.
Thank you, Coach.
My gosh, man.
Good to see you. Congratulations.
Oh.
So proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family. Here you go.
And I tell myself every single time that I watch that video that I'm not going to cry when I watch that video, but it doesn't always happen. But teaching is very powerful. Teaching is a great profession. I know there's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of not so very positive messages about teaching and about what it takes to be a teacher. Every job is challenging. But things like that video or the little notes that you keep or the yearbook messages you get, or when you see somebody at a restaurant or at a grocery store years later, you realize the importance of teaching and what teaching does for the future. So I would love to speak to each and every one of you personally. If you're thinking about teaching, if you're ever interested in it as a career, it is fabulous. But I can tell you all, I can talk to you all day long about being a teacher and the positive things that come from being a teacher. But this is my contact information, and I'm not sure if any of you have any questions about anything I might have either covered or not covered. So I'm more than happy to open it up for questions as well, either in the chat or I'm not sure if they can unmute themselves. But I am here, and I know it was supposed to be an hour, but we are done unless you guys have some questions. So,
well, thank you, Kimberly, for sharing that with us. That video is definitely impactful. I remember my teachers that were very impactful for me. And I do have a question to start off, and others may have questions as well.
okay.
As far as teaching, I'm former military, and I know there's a lot of programs, especially in Florida. Does Orange County Public Schools have any programs they work with? Or what advice would you give to someone who's a veteran looking to transition?
Well, we work with the state on the state pathway that's for veterans. But now it's a little tricky and it's a little interesting because it actually is for those that only have their AA degree. And actually, I'm working with a couple candidates now. They have their AA degree, and they are now they passed the test, and they are teachers, and they're in the process also of getting their degree at the same time, which is a very, very challenging thing. So if you only have an AA degree and you are military, that's definitely an option for you. There's a little bit of paperwork you have to do to qualify for it. Like there's a lot of documentation. You have to document your service and your AA degree. But if you do, there are some great benefits to it. So feel free to reach out to me with that. But other than that, if you're military and you have a bachelor's degree, I can talk you through the pathway, whether your degree qualifies you for a temporary certification, or if you need to take and pass a test for a certification area, that's another option as well.
Thanks. All right, so let's see if we have anything. All right.
Oh, there's a question. Yeah. What are some of your favorite things about being part of Orange County Public Schools? And that's a great question. I actually left for a while and came back because I love the community that Orange County Public Schools creates. I loved working with the students. I felt welcome and supported each and every day. I've never imagined, I don't have an HR degree. I didn't go to school for human resources. I went to school for education. I have a bachelor's in elementary education. I have a master's in instructional media and technology because I was a media specialist for a while. And then I got another master's in educational leadership. And this position came up, and I have grown myself and become a human resource person that I get to talk to people like you each and every day. So I also got to grow my career. And I don't think I would have done that in a smaller district. So that's another positive of what I love about Orange County Public Schools. You can grow yourself and learn new things each and every day with us. So I touched briefly on what types of mentor opportunities do I have available for young educators starting out at OCPS. Absolutely. The other thing I didn't mention is additions. We welcome, each of the schools welcomes volunteers to come in and work with students, whether it to be help them in math or reading, depending on what grade level you are. But you can become what's called an OCPS additions. And I'm actually gonna give you a link. Let's see if I can get that going here. But let me get you, we have many volunteer opportunities with Orange County Public Schools. And so let me give you this link in the chat. You go on and log into here, and you can see what schools have opportunities for volunteering. And then what happens is once you get into a school and the culture clicks with you, the climate clicks with you, you'll find more and more opportunities to volunteer at that school. Or if that school isn't a right fit, you try a different school and see what else is out there. But that would give you a taste of what it is to be working in a school and to see if this is what you'd like to do. Another thing too would be substituting. You can possibly start as a substitute if you have 60 credit hours of college. And that's another good way to test the waters to see, do I like education? Is this the pathway for me? And you could reach out to me and I can connect you with Kelly Services as well if you're thinking more about substituting. But there's lots of, like, they always look for volunteers to help with after school events, or high schools put on plays and they might need help with building sets or things like that. But you have to register with Additions Volunteer because they'll do a mini background check on you. And then once you're clear that, you can volunteer at our schools.
Well, that's great. Just knowing that there's opportunities before you can decide if this is the right school for me. So I think that's a great opportunity for anyone who is interested and just wanting to learn a little bit more about Orange County Public Schools.
Yep, absolutely. And that's another thing too, I encourage, because we have over 210 schools. Just because you have one experience at one school doesn't mean it'll be the same at another school. So if one doesn't quite fit right, you try another.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Let's see if we have anything here. So I do have another question, and since you are an educator in the field, what is a typical workload like for the teacher, and how does the work-life balance for educators work at Orange County?
Yes. So I'm going to tell you, don't be like me when I was a first beginning year teacher. I would always take a lot home. You have to, the first and foremost is you have to be organized, number one. You have to be really organized, and you have to find the organization system that works for you. I'm going to tell you that right now, because it's not just teaching. You have a lot of stuff, paperwork and things like that to do outside of teaching. It's not, I mean, your clock hours are 37 and a half hours a week. Our teachers work 7.5-hour days, but it is a little bit more than a 7.5-hour day job. You have to, for yourself, choose what's best for you and what schedule works for you. Now, sometimes I would stay a little bit later. I tell my husband and say, hey, you're on the kids tonight. I just want to stay 1 hour later today, and I want to catch up and do some grading or things like that. Are there events after school sometimes? Yes, like open house, meet your teacher, things like that. But you have to balance for yourself and make sure you have time for yourself. I always caution everybody to try not to make your planning time, like your morning planning time or afternoon, or your special area if you have one of those, or a free period if you're secondary. Try not to make it a social hour, because that's where you lose your biggest time is you want to socialize, but you also want to make sure you get your work done. So you have to find the right balance for you, because there is more than just the teaching part to it. There's lesson planning and grading papers and IEP forms and 504 forms and data collection and data analysis. But once you find your groove and find how it works best for you, it can be manageable. Okay. So don't let that scare you.
All right. Let's see. I think we don't have any additional questions in the chat, so I'll give it another second. I think that's it for questions. So I really want to give a big thank you to you, Kim, for joining us today and sharing all of your insight and wisdom about different roles and opportunities with Orange County Public Schools. Again, this recording will be sent out today or tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. But if you do have any questions, please reach out to Kim and her team at Orange County Public Schools. And thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you so much. And I put my email in the chat too. So please don't ever hesitate to reach out to me, and we will talk about your own personal journey about becoming a teacher, if that's your desire. And let me tell you, it's a good career. I was very lucky. I got to be with my kids when they were younger. They went to the same elementary school as I was working. So there's definitely some fabulous opportunities with being a teacher. So don't hesitate to reach out. And thank you for this opportunity, and spread the word. If you've got friends interested in teaching, tell them to reach out to me.
All right, great. Well, thank you, everyone. You guys have a great day. And
all right.
Bye.
Thanks a bunch. Have a good one, guys.